SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, there were two factors about the Hazleton area Cougars through their first 3 games this year in baseball. One, they were getting very good pitching, and two, the bats just weren't coming through, particularly with runners in scoring position. Well, one of those problems was solved yesterday as the Cougars pounded out 8 runs, but could they get the good pitching to back it up? Let's go down to the Rex Antonozzi Field. And, well, this guy has rapidly turned into an ace. For the most part, he was the ace last year, and that is Anthony Zaloga. Very effective pitcher a year ago, and he has been stellar so far. This was his 3rd start of the season, and this was his 3rd quality start of the season. And you could see he just was very effective yesterday in mowing down the Nanticoke Trojan batters, and they would have trouble all day long. Matter of fact, they would get a grand total of just 4 hits. Now, meanwhile, as we said, the Cougars were really scuffling a little bit on the offensive end. Not yesterday. They would score 8 runs. They would pound out 13 hits, and they would just have themselves a banner afternoon, knocking the ball around the old 22nd Street yard. And they played a little shaky defense at times. You could see the final line score, but the Cougars come away with the win. Strong pitching again. Anthony Zaloga finally gets a win because in his first 2 starts, no matter how effective he pitched, the team didn't score any runs. And he was on the short end of things. Not yesterday. 8-3, Cougars win. As we said, the only blemish, they did have 5 errors, and they've got to clean that up a little bit. But they do get the win. They even their record 2-2 overall and 2-1 in the Wyoming Valley Conference. They will host the Liberty Hurricanes on Saturday. Wonder if Kristen Baczynski is throwing out the first pitch. Meanwhile, other scores from yesterday. Marion got clobbered by Pius X. Notice Marion not helping themselves in defensive end. They had 6 errors, but Pius also had 10 hits. A little bit of a buzzsaw right there. Softball, well, this was an early season showdown, and it goes to Nanticoke. They were supposed to have lost a lot. Well, they did, but obviously still have a lot coming up. They shut out the Lady Cougars yesterday 5-0. In Tamaqua, 7-1 winners over Jim Thorpe. Brianna Boyle with a big afternoon at the plate. Meanwhile, Mono area put a 10-run rule job on Notre Dame. They come away with the win. Tennis action, LJ Sederi once again showing his tennis prowess here. He helps lead the Cougars over Wyoming area. As far as what's going on today, full slate of action. Mono area at Marion, MMI, Wyoming Sem, Panther Valley down at Pottsville, North Schuylkill playing Hamburg. That's the varsity baseball. Varsity softball, Hazleton area against Pittston, MMI, Wyoming Sem, Mono area at Marion, and Lords Regional taking on Pottsville. North Pocono, Hazleton area playing soccer. Just left that one down at Harmon Geist. It was scoreless early in that game, but they wouldn't let me stay. I have to come back down here. Meanwhile, track, Schuylkill League style at beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's an old Schuylkill rivalry there, Tamaqua and Pottsville. It's always interesting when those 2 schools put on the thin clads and go at it. Hey, it was opening day in the major leagues. We know about that. If you're a Phillies fan, couldn't have started much better than this. Roy Halladay looking, well, like Roy Halladay. He had 2 runners on in the first inning, and after that, Zippo, nothing across the board. And first, nationally safe for Jonathan Papelbon. Phil's win, 1-0. 1 down, 161 to go for the Fightins. Meanwhile, the New York Metropolitans get great pitching. Notice all the low-scoring games at opening day. It's because everybody sends out their ace pitchers. The Mets, 1-0 winners over Atlanta. The old adage, good pitching will always knock off good hitting. And afternoon affair, Toronto is at Cleveland. The Yankees, they will start tomorrow down against the Rays in the Trop. Meanwhile, minor league baseball, we'll be keeping our eye on the Columbus Clippers, hopefully only early in the year, because that's where Russell Kanzler is. They're opening up the season tonight against Louisville. Kyle Landis is at Double-A in the Indian organization, and his Akron team is in upstate New York against Binghamton. And the Yankees and Phillies, Triple-A affiliate, they're meeting down in the Lehigh Valley. The Iron Pigs hosting that one. So very busy day today all over the board. And we're brought to you by Bottlenecks, where tonight it's Rack 'em Up Rib Night. They're racking up their flavor with fire-grilled ribs. You get a half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, and it is smothered in that sweet barbecue sauce. They fire-grill it and serve it with bottomless fries for just $9.95. And oh, don't forget, huge imported beer selection, pool, dart, shuffleboard. Good time waiting for you up at Bottlenecks.